Kicking off episode 6, it's a rundown of the matches tonight, the rest of the first round matchups for the Grand Championship Tournament, as we have Black Taurus and King Cuerno is going to be the first of the 4 matches, followed by Bandito versus Laredo Kid, which that should be very fucking exciting. That's some high flyers for sure, and that matchup is going to be pretty fun to see. Daga versus Caristico. I mean, this is just the blueprint for Technico versus Rudo. We got a very talented Rudo and Daga, cocky little shit at taking on who was the face of fucking Lucha Libre for a hot ass minute before he went to WWE and the stock went completely down. But before then, I think it's still kind of somewhat up. But man, those if you don't know, man, those mid 2000s CMLL run of Caristico is insane. Like, he broke box office fucking numbers for ZMLL. He was unreal. And then the main event, and is quite the matchup, Kevin Owens taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. That's going to be incredible. That's probably going to be the best match in the series so far. I don't know, though. And then again, when I say that, I think on paper it can be. But I don't know. I think ratings-wise, there's a lot of great matchups on this card tonight for this episode. Caristico and Daga can do it. Even Bandito and Laredo Kid can do it. I don't think King Cuerno and Black Taurus is, but that's still going to be a fun matchup nonetheless, as that segment got a 63 as But actually, what's kicking off the show, though, is the Prove Yourself match. Made up by Conan, it is featuring 8 wrestlers competing against each other, 8 men who were not a part of this grand tournament and want to be, and Conan has specifically picked out these 8 men to be like, alright, you might not have made that to that grand tournament, but you can prove yourself tonight, proving it to the Arena Mexico fans and to people watching that you belong in MLLL, in the top echelon of Magnífico Lucha Libre, as we got El Hilo del Vikingo, Titan, Volador Jr., Rey Horus, Angel Garza, Barbaro Cavalrino, Mystico, and Flamita. What an 8-man this is going to be. If I was smart, I would have had it been set up where it's kind of like a rumble, where everybody comes out like every 2 minutes, or somebody comes out rather every 2 minutes. And but I was kind of a little bit on the short side of time for this episode. I was just like, let's just have it be a regular ass crazy ass 8-man. And there's a lot of shit that's going to be happening in that matchup that I would love to see this. There's a lot of top-level guys. You have 8 bodies in there in the 6-sided Lucha Libre. Got some high flyers in there, and El Hilo del Vikingo, even Mystico Flamita. Like, that's nuts. And also just awesome dudes in there as well. I mean, that's going to be a fun match. See how it plays out. To 76, wow. Volador Jr. with an 87, dear Christ, as he is the one who picks up the win. He was saying that Conan made a big mistake by not putting him in that tournament. It looks like he's proven him right, as even though it's crazy that we had 8 people in there and the match went 10 minutes, almost a minute per one person in there. But basically, how this kind of unfolds is obviously it's like, well, how would you even be able to pin somebody with fucking an 8-way match? And really, there'd be a spot where El Hilo del Vikingo, Mystico, and then probably trying to think who else would do the dive. Maybe Rey Horus in the middle. So Mystico would be the running tope. Vikingo and Rey Horus would do the dive. As Rey Horus dives on Angel Garza, obviously with the Mysterio Dynasty Promociones Dorado feud that's going on. That makes sense there. Where Mystico take out Barbaro Cavalrino, that just makes sense there as well. And then El Hilo del Vikingo takes out Titan. So now that just leaves Volador Jr. Flamita in the ring. He hits the Volador Spiral, gets the win. As, that's crazy that he's doing so well. I love Volador Jr., but I did not expect him to do an 87. I figured the best guy in the match actually would have been Mystico, but having that be an 87, no, that is crazy. The worst guy is Rey Horus. I did not see that coming. That's tough. That's a really good match. So you got a lot of talented guys in there. That's a lot of fun. That's a great way to start off this episode. As then we cut to footage from earlier as King Cuerno getting ready for the big match tonight, getting ready for the big kill against Black Taurus. We already gave him a Puma and now we're giving him a fucking Taurus. That's some storyline booking right there. That's big brain stuff. Now that's just fucking dumb. But really, this segment is all about where they show. I love how in canon in Magnifico Lucha Libre, even a guy like King Cuerno has his own locker room. But because like King Cuerno, God bless him, he's the man. But he's not like top level guy where he gets his own locker room. But they pan over to on the wall. There's a big mount, and obviously, presumably, that's where the head of Black Taurus is gonna go after the big kill tonight. As now the tournament matches are up next. The first one, of course, Black Taurus King Cuerno, with King Cuerno getting the win, 16 minutes. As I like that, another 3-fall series. I like that. Going 2 falls after winning the first. Probably actually, yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair going like that. Having King Cuerno getting the win in the first fall, second fall to Black Taurus. King Cuerno with a bridging German suplex. Black Taurus a big dude. That's a very impressive finish there. I might give him another finish. Not really sure. Bridging German suplex is great. Maybe something a little different though. Something a little extra. Just a little ultra fish. Maybe a submission. I think I'm thinking submission as another second finish. Maybe not ultra like a fucking if no one's kicking out of this throughout Magnifico Lucha Libre type of thing, but probably a submission that's pretty awesome. I don't know what it's gonna be though. I have to get a little thinking on that one. That should be fun to kind of plan out though. Fun match though, as King Cuerno advancing to the second round of the Grand Tournament. Next matchup, wow, this match actually did worse than the first match. I did not see that coming. As Bandito beating Laredo Kid 2 straight falls with the Revolution Fly in 11:38. Obviously, we have to have a high spots match. And obviously that means a match is going to have to go less than 5 minutes, or less than 15 minutes, rather. We could have went with the opener on that, sure. But there's some guys that couldn't really do it. I mean, actually, I think probably all 8 of those guys, it probably would have worked. But just felt like Bandito, Laredo Kid, these 2 high flyers, might as well let them fly. And it's still a good match, still like a 65. Like, it's not a bad match at all. So Laredo Kid was super pissed about letting Bandito get the win here. Trying to keep him strong. He still was really upset. So I just took that off. I was like, alright, fuck it, you're just going to lose. Playing right there in the middle of the ring in 11 minutes after 2 straight falls, too. That's exactly how I would do it. Fuck Laredo Kid. You can't screw over Conan. You can't do that. I'm assuming Conan probably wouldn't be that brutal about it, but I am not. I am going to be brutal as hell about it. As the next matchup, Dago was not going to be at that level at all. He gets carried to 72 by Caristico. 2 straight falls. That makes sense. A lot. Springboard arm drag for the win. Even though that might not sound very impressive, I'm okay with this finish because it's Daga. Even though Daga's great, I just don't think, obviously, he was on the level of Caristico, and it's very much evident there. Another match with lack of psychology. This is Lucha Libre psychology. We're taking that and throwing it out the window. We don't. Who needs who needs ring psychology? It's not going to happen. No, not in Magnifico Lucha Libre. Not for a long time, at least. Got the crowd hotter, though, for the main event. As Caristico going to the second round. As Rey Mysterio Jr. beating Kevin Steen. Wow, 2 straight falls. I don't know if I would do that. So I would have made it 1 fall. Kevin gets the first fall. Actually beats Rey. He'll bust out the package pile driver. Off the middle rope even. Like, we're making this like this is going in for the kill. As he's getting ready, later on, match goes. Rey Mysterio Jr. gets the second fall. It's about to be the third fall. Right around the 20-minute mark. You hear El Generico's music playing throughout Arena Mexico, and Kevin Steen looks like he has seen a ghost. Like, he just is almost white. And he doesn't even, he was about to maybe even get the win over Rey Mysterio Jr. Forgets all that, looks over the entranceway, and is just waiting, and nothing's happening. So he even gets out of the ring. He's like, oh, okay, he's gonna come. Like, he's coming. I'm gonna fight. I thought he was dead type of thing, and now he's finally... I get my hands on him again. I'm going to finish the job and actually murder him. But instead, out comes Drago Dragon Bane, 2 guys he's unmasked so far, which Kevin is just, I wouldn't even say irate, he's just disappointed. It's just, he wanted to see him again in person, and just the disappointment of that. But the distraction leads to Rey Mysterio Jr. hitting a tope, brings it back into the ring, hits a splash, follows it up again with a 619 into the drop and the dime for the win. And thanks to really the distraction of, was it Drago and Dragon Bane playing mind games on Kevin Steen, getting their revenge for unmasking them? Or is there El Generico, is the ghost of El Generico haunting Magnifico Lucha Libre? Or was one of the orphans got back there to the production truck and was like, I can play Generico's music right now. Put the fear in God in this man. Who knows? Guess we'll have to wait and see how that one plays out. What a show. As this is not going to be a part of the actual episode, but I just wanted to, give a little update on the bracket while we're here at the end of this episode. Obviously, all of the first round matches are over. Now on to the second round, which will be the next episode, episode 7. La Sombra's going to take on Cain Velasquez, which Cain Velasquez, I finally gave him a finish. It's just a, basic arm triangle. I wouldn't say it's basic, but still, I mean, that's, it's a finish. I think it's a fun finish to have, especially in Lucha 2. It's Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix. Brother versus brother. Makes, a big upset for Phoenix over Mil Muertes. And then Pentagon Jr. getting a win over Arcangel Divino. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to see. And with La Sombra and Cain Velasquez, La Sombra's been rolling very, very high. He just beat the man who unmasked him many years ago. But maybe that this is, he says that in his goals right now, it's going to take the Grand Championship, win this tournament, and then take the career of Atlantis. As maybe that clouding judgment and kind of thinking a little bit too far ahead might cost him this match against Cain Velasquez, a very dangerous opponent. So Rey Mysterio Jr. and King Cuerno, fun matchup. Fun matchup. I'm trying to think that happened in Lucha Underground. Might have. Off the top of my head, I do not remember. But that's probably going to be a fun matchup. And then Bandito versus Caristico. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a great fucking match. Really, that right side of the bracket is very, very intriguing. That's, it's either going to be Rey Mysterio Jr. Bandito, Rey Mysterio Jr. Caristico, which, the two faces of Lucha Libre, I would say, as far as really, Rey Mysterio Jr. never really got that, big ass run as, like a AAA or CMLL, just because he got signed by, in the States, and really was doing his thing there and becoming almost, basically a global star. But still, Caristico and Rey Mysterio Jr., I would say those two, as far as probably the last, 20 years, luchadors go, it's neck and neck as far as maybe, top billings of guys. Because, again, Caristico's mid-2000s and really early 2000s run, fucking legendary as him being Mystico. Unreal. So that's going to be a fun match to do. If that's the case, it might even be King Cuerno going into the semifinals. So yeah, that's how the bracket's looking like. That will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll just kind of see 77 again. Could have gained more pop. Can't wait for the season to be over with so we could upgrade our production values, maybe even create one. Maybe that would be cheating. I don't know. It's not like this is a fictional thing, so who really cares about cheating on that? But still, maybe. We'll see. I think we're around 8, 9, maybe 10 million. Depends on where we're at by the end of the season. But what a fun main event. Fun co-main too. King Cuerno pulling it out over Black Taurus and having a better match than Bandito and Laredo Kid. So that was fun. That opener, man. That opener was a lot of fun. That was better than everything else on the card. Thanks to Valdo Jr. being the man. So that's a lot of fun. As thank you all for watching. We'll give some love to Valdo Jr. for being the man. And we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.